Spartans! What is your profession?
Spartan racing has taken over the world. This coming year alone, Spartan war cries will be heard in over 30 countries from 200 events, making it the largest obstacle race and endurance brand on the planet. 1 million people now take part in these events, followed by over 5 million on social media. Spartan racecourses built to test your spirit have now appeared across the globe. And now they are back in Malaysia. 6 a.m. at the Eco Venture and Recreation Resort in Semenyih. Being sold out, race control were anticipating traffic and asked all to arrive 1.5 hours early. But still, the river of cars turning up was a sight to behold. Once arriving at the race compound, step one for any Spartan, a visit to the registration zone and the waivers and bib numbers tent to fill out all required participant waivers, produce IDs and register yourself for the race. With waiver and ID in hand, check your heat timings and all other info you might need. And then step 2 and 3 are easy. Show the ID, pick up your race pack with timing chip, wristband, Spartan bib and heat time wristband.
All right, thank you.
Step 4 though was all you. Sort and pack everything exactly the way you need it, because you will be needing all of it. Time to leave your normal life behind at bag check-in and prepare for the unique life of a Spartan.
I haven't seen the map yet. I want the element of surprise this time. Because you see there's new obstacles.
Yeah, and have you been training hard? You well prepared?
Kind of. Not really, but I got good teammates, so.
We are ready for it.
You prepared?
Yes, fully prepared.
Yeah, I've been training really hard. Yeah, had a bottle of wine last night, so I'm relaxed. Not really, had about 2 hours sleep. Bit nervous, bit anxious, but I think I'm going to do the elites next year.
Spartans! What is your profession? Spartans! What is your profession?
With 5,000 races taking part, solid schedules were set in place by race control. The drummers stood at the ready to usher in the blue ribbon events of the men's and women's elites, flagging off first 15 minutes apart. Heats would then follow every 15 minutes till noon. The Semenyih Sprint is leg 1 of a Spartan Trifecta for Malaysia this year, the other 2 set for July and October. Soon the start line was a sea of headbands, all focused and ready. First up, the men's elite. And they would be facing this. A course that is a fast, long sprint with 26 obstacles, including jungle river crossings, barbed wire crawling, spear throwing, wall climbing, and more, all at various points around the 8-kilometer track. And just to top it all off, a jump over an actual pit of fire at the end, which was kept blazing all day for all the finishers. And so, with all in place and let loose by the Spartan girls, the men's elite were off. As they trailed towards the jungle, the obstacles would come thick and fast. 4- and 7-foot vertical walls, all in a constantly changing terrain of slippery mud and water.
What is your profession?
Terrain that just got rougher and tougher the further in you were. Barbed wire leopard crawls, jungle rapids and river crossings. Anything and everything that could take you to your limit. Meanwhile, the start line was a constantly revolving production machine of Spartans. This time around, the women's elite. As the ladies lined up for their start, the sun was rising, their spirits were high, but still expecting some tough conditions.
I think it's gonna be a very long and hard race because I saw a lot of running in between, there's swimming, there's so much new things. So I'm actually quite excited, but also nervous.
And then they were off too. 8 kilometers of the most testing trials and terrain ahead of each and every one of them.
perfection.
With great logistics in place, anything is possible, even taking care of thousands of people and their possessions in the middle of the Malaysian jungle, including keeping an eye on each participant as they took on each of these extreme obstacles. River crossings are hard enough when you're fighting fit, let alone 6 kilometers in. As the heat rose, the troops would need morale, and they got it from their drill sergeant, on-track MC, acclaimed artist and radio host Jason Vandal-Schatt, who reminded them of the most important thing at any Spartan event.
Because we leave no one behind. Is that right? Who am I? Who am I? It is who I, and you reply, I am a Spartan. Are you ready? Who am I?
The rapidly rising heat led to another burst from the hundreds of amazing volunteers who now had to cool down 5,000 people in addition to taking care of them, which they did exceptionally well. Water and coconut water to bring any body with whatever body back from the brink. The final stretch was still a serious barrier for some. Monkey rings just when your grip is shaky. A slope that can only be climbed with tired arms and legs. Followed by a descent that became almost a crawl for a few. Sometimes we only get by with a little help from our friends. Soon enough, though, that fire pit saw its finishers come through like warriors who, even after besting all those tests, trials and tough times, still managed that last final burning leap to the line, as did the winner of the men's elite, a Malaysian hometown hero.
Bagi saya Spartan Beast dengan Spartan Sprint macam bagi sprint sebab jarak yang pendek, jarak yang dekat. Beast, kalau Spartan Beast kita jarak yang jauh, kita boleh guide dengan orang lagi. Untuk Spartan Sprint semua rapat-rapat. Untuk last year Spartan Beast saya tinggalkan orang yang kedua dekat 14 minit. Untuk ni saya rasa tak sampai 1 minit untuk second runner.
It's my 8th Spartan, and in terms of fun, probably the most fun out of all of them. Very, very different. There was no kind of flat road running. It was either up, down, obstacles were well placed. A great command, sort of like people getting on well throughout the course. These two were pushing me hard behind, and the two in front were quite a bit ahead, but loved it, absolutely loved it. Loved the new obstacles. Yeah.
It was amazing, seriously, so much better than the last time sprint that I did here in Malaysia.
Yeah? How did you find the course? What did you find the most difficult?
Oh my gosh, spiritual. It's so straightforward, yet it is the thing that most of us can get. And Olympus was actually quite hard. And the last bit, I think it's because that one I really need to work more on my upper body. So, but I have to say, really, it was a really, really good race, I have to say.
The most difficult is the rings, because my arms were so tired from carrying the bucket. So if the rings would come a little bit in at the beginning of the race, then it wouldn't be an issue. But at the end of the race, when you're barely crawling, it's doing the rings.
A big thumbs up all around from the racers and the people who came to watch them. All in all, another glorious success for Spartan in Malaysia and a great start to the Trifecta this year.
It's the first part of our Malaysia Championships 2017. Brand new venue. Feedback from racers are that we've upped our game, and this venue is fantastic. Obviously the weather is smoking hot. It's been a really challenging venue. It's been incredible incline. We've incorporated water, creeks. It's about an 8K in terms of distance, so for a sprint, that's longer than we've ever had any sprint in Asia Pacific. So we're just finishing off a beast in October, so we're coming back hard with a really strenuous sprint.
Yeah, it's very, very nice, very excited. This is the first time I ever seen it. In fact, I've never joined it before. I've been hearing about Spartan so often, but this is the first time I really experienced. It's a kind of eyes-opening, and I never expect. It's so exciting then.
As the juniors took to their courses for the rest of the day, the winners rested their bodies on their prize money, but all thinking ahead to the next leg, back in Malaysia in July. Not to be missed, meant to be joined, so get up and get involved, and we'll see you there.